The World Hurdle. Good link, eh? Casbar Bliss has been put up as one of the bankers of the week, Matt. Would you go along with that?
Well, I think this half's going to be fun because I know what the couch thinks about Christophe Pure, but you'll hear that for yourselves in a moment. But
top quality jockey, isn't he?
Well, in France he definitely is. He's about 20 million times champion jockey over in France. Look, I think this is simple, this race. Couch will have a very different view in a moment. I think Casbar Bliss should be 1 to 2, 1 to 3 in this race. He's a Group 2, verging on Group 1 flat horse who jumps hurdles better than any other hurdlers in the field. He went very close to winning 12 months ago. He's come back fresh, better than ever. Quite quickly, if you look at the past winners of the World Hurdle, if you're a chaser, you don't win the World Hurdle. You have to be a specialist hurdler. And that means Punchestown's presumably has got no chance because Fitzy has been telling us time and time again it's a Gold Cup horse in the raking. Well, if it is, it won't be winning the World Hurdle because it is an absolute specialist race for hurdlers. And they go on and on and on. If you just again look through the last 10 years, the only horse you could possibly make out a case for being a chaser is My Way to Solzen, and he wouldn't have won the Arkle if Twist Magic hadn't have fallen, and then he went at the game as well. But if you go through the list, Prince Verlanzen, Bacchanal, Barracuda, Iris's Gift, English Dreamer, they're all hurdlers. They didn't make it as chasers, and Iris's Casbar Bliss fits perfectly into that category. Punchestown's, can't have him on my mind. He's just been beating rubbish English horses, big bucks, failed chaser. I just think it's a rubbish race with a very, very good favourite. And as I say, I think he should be 1 to 2. I think he's an absolute certainty.
And maybe he is 5 to 4, Mark.
Well, he is 5 to 4, Gary. So you're going 11 to 10. Is that a value with the total? Is that?
Mark, you're not a fan of a jockey, but do you think that's why he's 5 to 4 and he should be an odds-on shot?
Well, you know, he got beaten in a race last year by English Dreamer. There's a Formula 1 with...
That wasn't jockey error there, was it?
What was that? No, I mean, he wasn't very good, though, the other jockey, was he? TV Dooman. You know. No, I just can't have the jockey. I think he's desperate. I watched some of the racing from Poe in that, and apparently after every race out in France, the old Mr. Pugh's on the old Vin Rouge all the time. Can't blame him for that. He got some lovely red wine in France. But Grand Cheltenham and that, I just think it's a short price. I think Punchestown and 4 to 1's a great value bet. Don't know whether he's going to be a chaser, Matt. If he wins a World Hurdle, how do you know he's going to go chasing next year?
Well, I'm only going on the people who work with him on a daily basis, and every single time Fitzgerald's talked about, and you may say, well, Fitzy's just full of shit. He might be. But at the end of the day, every time he talks about it, he says, this is a Gold Cup in the making. Now, he might be talking nonsense, but I just don't think the staying hurdle form is any good. I don't think Big Bucks is any good. I don't think Punchestown's is any good. I just think Casbar Bliss is in a total... You have to take an opinion, Couch. As you know, you're a man with big opinions. My opinion in this should be 1 to 2, and therefore it's the biggest value bet of the meeting because I can get 5 to 4.
Well, fair enough, mate. Just hope you buy a return ticket on the old Iron Horse, mate. That's a fucking long walk back from Cheltenham. Again, you know, last year it won at Haddock. All this improved French form's all been on flat tracks again.
But his second last year, Couch, you can't say it doesn't act at Cheltenham. It's only been beaten, 3/4 of the length in the race?
I didn't say it didn't act. It got beat last year at Cheltenham.
Yeah, but so it doesn't matter whether it runs. It's been running on flat tracks because it's proven at Cheltenham already.
Yeah, you can take that. I just think 5 to 4 with a dodgy jockey. I'd rather bet Punchestown each way at 4 to 1. That's my opinion on the race, and that's it.
Let's bring in the time form. Kieran, do you see Casbar as a good thing as far as you're concerned?
Absolutely not. Got him a pound clear of Punchestown. I think they should bet about 5 to 4, 7 to 4. I think it's a 2-horse race. Matt said that Punchestown's been beating British rubbish. As far as I can remember, Casbar Bliss beat Hills of Arran at Haydock. I think most of the top 10 in this field would have beaten Hills of Arran. Punchestown's would have laughed at him the same as Casbar Bliss did. I can see he's probably the most likely winner. I'd narrowly have him ahead of Punchestown's, but I think in Punchestown's you're getting 4 to 1 about a horse who should be more like 7 to 4, 2 to 1. If I can have 4 to 1 about a 2 to 1 shot every day of the week, then I'll happily keep on taking it. Sometimes you have to take losers on the chin. He's the value bet. I think that the two are considerably ahead of the field. He was giving Big Bucks £8 on ground that was no use to him last time. I think good ground, as it will be by the Thursday. That's the one day you're almost certain to get good ground. They may water overnight on the Thursday with the Gold Cup in mind. I think it will be good, though, on Thursday. I think Punchestown's will travel into it, and it'll be set to after the last. But I can't see a piece of form that tells me Casbar Bliss is head and shoulders above Punchestown's. Not the way we look at things anyway.
On good ground, could you see Fair Along running a good race?
I can see him running a fair race.
He travelled very well in that race that Big Bucks won.
He did travel well, but again, it was all that does is point you towards Punchestown, as far as I'm concerned. Punchestown's the weight concession, the fact that the better ground will suit Punchestown. I think the reverse forecast is the obvious thing. I think the two are absolute standouts against the others. Can't possibly see a way that Big Bucks can reverse it in terms of the weight concession from last time.
So, Kieran, on your time form book that day, so Punchestown's 4-1 each way. If we can get on quarterly odds 1, 2, 3, that's a bet for nothing, yeah?
Oh, if we can get on, yeah, it's absolute bet to nothing. Getting on's obviously the problem.
How would you rate that race then, Kieran? How would the time form book come out for that race?
Well, so we'd have Casbar Bliss we've got Casbar Bliss a pound ahead of Punchestown's. They're £6-7 clear ahead of anything else. Therefore, I think the way I'd as I say, I'd have it more like 5-4, 7-4.
So 4-1 each way. That's the bet of the night for the public, yeah.
I think if you can get it, cracking bet, yeah.
Okay.
Andrew, what's your theory? Mighty Man's going to make a brilliant comeback?
I'm afraid not. Now, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm in complete agreement with Matt Chapman. I think Casbar Bliss should be long odds on. I think he'll win. Punchestown will probably finish second. If you're looking for one at a big price, Power Station's got 4 seconds to his name from 4 starts at Cheltenham. He was only a neck behind Fairalong last time, and that one's 14-1, whereas Power Station's 33s. You're getting 8 1/4 to 1 the place, a quarter 1, 2, 3. But if you're going to play the race, back Casbar Bliss to win and have, say, 20% of your stake on the straight forecast to beat Punchestown into second.